Everyone is watching the Crimea Bridge, but what if the real strike didn't hit the bridge at all? New reports suggest Ukraine may have targeted the repair convoy meant to keep Russia's most symbolic structure alive. If true, this could change the entire battle over Crimea. Stay with us, because this isn't just damage, it's strategy. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are examining a development that has once again placed the Crimea Bridge at the center of global attention. The bridge is not just a stretch of concrete and steel. It represents strategic access, political messaging, and military logistics in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Recent reports suggest that a convoy carrying materials intended for bridge repairs may have been struck or disrupted before reaching its destination. While official confirmation remains limited, the significance of such an event is hard to ignore. Repair convoys are essential to maintaining damaged infrastructure, especially during wartime. Without steady repairs, even minor damage can escalate into long-term operational problems. In this video, we will carefully analyze what these reports mean, why logistics are often more important than direct attacks, and how this fits into Ukraine's broader approach to pressure and attrition. We will avoid speculation and focus on strategic logic, historical patterns, and verified trends. Our goal is to help you understand why attention is shifting from dramatic strikes to quieter disruptions. As the conflict continues to evolve, events surrounding the Crimea Bridge provide valuable insight into how modern wars are fought, sustained, and communicated. Let us begin by understanding why the bridge and everything supporting it matters so much in this conflict. The Crimea Bridge holds immense strategic importance because it connects mainland Russia directly to the Crimean Peninsula. Since 2014, this connection has been essential for supplying fuel, food, construction materials, and military equipment. During the war, it became a critical logistics artery for Russian forces operating in southern Ukraine. When the bridge suffered damage in earlier incidents, repair operations were launched quickly to restore functionality and project resilience. Repair convoys play a central role in this process. These convoys transport specialized materials, machinery, and skilled personnel required to fix structural damage. Unlike the bridge itself, which is heavily defended, convoys must travel along predictable routes and schedules. This makes them more vulnerable to disruption. If a repair convoy is delayed, damaged, or destroyed, repairs slow down dramatically. Even a short delay can affect supply timelines and military planning. This is why analysts pay close attention to logistics rather than just headline-grabbing explosions. By targeting the systems that keep infrastructure operational, pressure can be applied continuously and efficiently. Whether the latest reports are fully confirmed or not, the focus on repair logistics highlights a strategic reality. Sustaining infrastructure during war is often harder than building it during peace. Reports about the alleged incident involving the repair convoy have circulated through regional sources and military observers. Details remain unclear, and responsible analysis requires caution. However, the broader pattern is consistent with recent phases of the conflict. Both sides increasingly focus on disrupting support networks rather than solely engaging frontline forces. If materials intended for bridge repairs were compromised, the impact would extend beyond physical damage. Construction schedules depend on precise coordination. Missing components or delayed deliveries can halt entire operations. In wartime conditions, replacements are not easily sourced. This creates cascading effects across logistics chains. From a strategic perspective, such disruptions force the opposing side to choose between allocating more resources to protection or accepting slower progress. This trade-off is costly either way. Importantly, even reports alone can influence behavior. Increased security measures, route changes, and delays may follow simply due to perceived threat. This phenomenon is known as risk amplification. It shows how uncertainty itself becomes a strategic tool. For analysts and decision makers, understanding this dynamic is crucial. The power of logistics disruption lies not only in physical results, but also in how it shapes planning and perception. This is why convoy-related developments draw intense scrutiny. Russia's handling of infrastructure threats typically combines rapid response with controlled messaging. Following earlier incidents involving the Crimea Bridge, authorities emphasize swift repairs and continuity of operations. However, protecting mobile assets like repair convoys presents unique challenges. Unlike fixed targets, convoys move through multiple environments, each with its own vulnerabilities. Roads, staging areas, and transfer points become potential points of exposure. Securing these routes requires personnel, surveillance, and coordination. This diverts attention and resources from other military priorities. Politically, maintaining the image of stability in Crimea is important for Moscow. Any suggestion of prolonged disruption undermines that narrative. Civilian reliance on the bridge further complicates the situation. Delays affect daily life, from commercial transport to personal travel. This increases pressure on authorities to demonstrate control. At the same time, information about incidents is often limited or carefully framed. This creates an environment where rumors can spread easily. For external observers, separating confirmed facts from strategic messaging becomes difficult. Nevertheless, the repeated need to address threats around the bridge highlights its vulnerability. Even when damage is repaired, the underlying challenge remains. Sustaining operations under constant threat is a long-term strain. From Ukraine's perspective, targeting logistics aligns with well-established military principles. History shows that armies depend on reliable supply chains as much as battlefield success. Fuel, ammunition, spare parts, and repair materials are essential for sustained operations. By applying pressure on these systems, an opponent's effectiveness can be reduced without direct confrontation. This approach also minimizes risk and resource expenditure. Targeting repair convoys instead of the bridge itself reflects strategic adaptation. Heavily defended structures are costly to attack and difficult to damage permanently. In contrast, logistics networks are dispersed and harder to protect completely. This creates opportunities for disruption. Additionally, such actions carry strong signaling value. They demonstrate reach and persistence while avoiding excessive escalation. In international discourse, this distinction matters. Actions framed as military logistics targeting are easier to justify legally and politically. Whether or not every reported incident is confirmed, the logic behind this approach is clear. Sustained pressure gradually increases costs and complicates planning. Over time, this can shift strategic balance. Rather than seeking dramatic moments, the focus turns to endurance and efficiency. This reflects a broader trend in modern warfare, where logistics becomes a primary battlefield. International reactions to developments involving the Crimea Bridge are typically cautious. Governments and institutions wait for verification before issuing statements. However, analysts monitor such reports closely. The bridge is widely recognized as a strategic asset, making any related disruption noteworthy. For Ukraine's partners, convoy-related incidents may reinforce assessments of operational capability and adaptability. For Russia's partners, they raise concerns about stability and risk management. Media coverage amplifies these effects by shaping global perception. Headlines focusing on logistics disruption rather than direct attacks signal a shift in tactics. This keeps attention on the evolving nature of the conflict. Financial markets, shipping routes, and regional planning can also be indirectly influenced by perceived instability. Even unconfirmed reports contribute to uncertainty. Decision-makers often plan for worst-case scenarios, which can be costly. This highlights how information itself becomes part of the strategic environment. Understanding these reactions helps explain why convoy incidents matter beyond their immediate location. They serve as indicators of momentum, resilience, and vulnerability. In modern conflicts, perception travels faster than verification. Managing this reality is a challenge for all sides involved. Technology plays a critical role in shaping how logistics are targeted and protected. Surveillance systems, drones, and intelligence networks enable identification of moving targets like convoys. At the same time, countermeasures evolve to reduce detection and risk. This creates a continuous cycle of adaptation. Protecting repair convoys may require route diversification, electronic warfare support, and timing adjustments. Each solution introduces complexity and cost. For analysts, observing these patterns provides insight into operational capabilities. Convoy incidents reveal how intelligence is gathered, how quickly responses occur, and how coordination is managed. They also highlight asymmetry. While large structures can be reinforced and defended, distributed networks remain vulnerable. This asymmetry favors disruption strategies. Over time, it influences how infrastructure is designed and maintained under threat. The contest between detection and concealment accelerates innovation, but also increases uncertainty. Understanding this technological dimension helps explain why logistics have become central targets. The bridge itself may survive, but the systems sustaining it face constant pressure. This dynamic shapes the broader conflict environment. Looking forward, sustainability becomes the key question. Can repair and supply operations continue reliably under persistent threat? Can disruption efforts be maintained without overextension? The answers will shape future outcomes. If repairs become slower and more expensive, the strategic value of the bridge diminishes. Alternatively, successful adaptation could restore confidence and reliability. This uncertainty defines the current phase of the conflict. Neither side seeks only immediate results. Both are testing endurance, flexibility, and resource management. Convoy-related incidents should therefore be seen as part of a longer campaign. They represent pressure points rather than decisive blows. For observers, patience is essential. Individual events rarely determine outcomes. Instead, accumulated effects gradually influence strategic balance. This perspective helps avoid overreaction to single reports while recognizing broader trends. The focus on logistics underscores a shift towards sustained competition rather than rapid escalation. Understanding this shift is crucial for interpreting future developments around the Crimea Bridge and beyond. Civilian impact remains an important consideration in any infrastructure-related conflict. Disruptions affect daily life, commercial activity, and public confidence. Delayed supplies, increased security checks, and transport uncertainty create strain. Both sides are aware of this dimension. Managing civilian perception becomes as important as achieving military objectives. For Russia, maintaining normalcy in Crimea supports claims of stability and control. For Ukraine, emphasizing military legitimacy while minimizing civilian harm remains central to international support. Convoy-related incidents sit at this intersection. They target military logistics but resonate socially. How these events are framed matters. Language, timing, and transparency influence public understanding. This is why responsible analysis avoids absolute claims. Framing developments as reports or emerging information reflects complexity. It allows space for verification and context. In the information environment, credibility is a strategic asset. Maintaining it requires restraint and clarity. Understanding this helps explain why careful wording is essential when discussing sensitive infrastructure issues. In conclusion, reports suggesting disruption of a repair materials convoy linked to the Crimea Bridge highlight the evolving nature of this conflict. The focus is shifting from singular dramatic strikes to sustained pressure on logistics and support systems. This approach emphasizes endurance, adaptability, and perception. The bridge remains a powerful symbol, but the contest around it now includes roads, convoys, and supply chains. For those trying to understand where the war is heading, these details matter. They reveal how modern conflicts unfold across multiple layers simultaneously. Verification will remain essential, and analysis must stay grounded in evidence and strategy rather than emotion. As developments continue, careful observation will provide clear insight into long-term trends. If you found this analysis useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and turn on notifications so you never miss our in-depth updates on global security and geopolitics.